Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with another art journal video. I have been on a long break, so just to make my creative juices flow, I'm going to make a very simple art journal today. So I'm starting first on this art journal page. I have not primed it, so I'm just going to use the colors directly on the paper. I'm using a few of the Distress Oxide to spread on the page. I'll start with the blue ones first, starting with tumble glass and then moving on to the other dark color. This is a paper with a lot of tooth, and I have not primed the page, so the blend was not happening as I wanted it to happen, and it was very inconsistent. Once I did the Salty Ocean, after that I felt that okay, it was not turning out the way I wanted. I pulled out the blending brush, I kept the sponge away, and yet it was not giving me the kind of blending which I wanted. So I went on to the other rescue mission, you could say. And what I did was I took some gesso, watered it down, and then put a thin layer on top of it, which did the trick. So I first started with putting gesso on the white side of the page because I knew that this paper is not taking the blending that well. And then I moved on to the blue color so as to make sure that it won't bleed on the white of the page. Okay, now that the page is primed, you can see that the blending is happening quite smoothly. So that was like learning of the day for me. So I'm happy with how the page looks. And now that's done, I'll move on to the next step. And this is a very old Hero Arts rubber stamp which I'll be using for making my first impression on the page. I'm going to add some lines on the lower part of the page. The left page was not taking the impression because of the unevenness from the all the art journal pages done before it. So I picked it up and added the impression, and that worked. And this is a die cut paper from the Tim Holtz Sizzix Wildflower 2 collection. And when I used this page and I was left with these empty spaces, instead of throwing up, it gave me the idea for this art journal. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using this as a stencil on the page. So I'm using a very mini blending brush to add the impression on the page. And this is the end result. This is how the page looks now after I added all the wildflowers. Now it's time to add some texture on the sky. So I'm again using ground espresso. really sorry for any ambient noise that you may be hearing. So once the texture was made, I used the same color to define the edges of the art journal. Okay, I'm happy with how it looks, and now I'm moving on to adding some quote on the page. And I have these mini rubber stamps which I'm using for adding my quote. And to highlight the main word, I'm using Concordant 9's sophisticated script in uppercase. I did not calculate it, and almost took the Y out of the page, but I saved it. So just to add a little pop of color, I used Dylusion's bubblegum pink and put some splatters on the page, and that completes the page for today. And here's a close-up. I am liking how I was able to dull down the ugliness of the earlier first blend using the gesso. Gesso is a real savior, and after that you can see how the blend of the crushed twisted citron and the dark green is looking so nice, and those wines in ground espresso are giving really nice effect to the wildflowers silhouette in the front. And yeah, this is a very simple art journal for today, and I tried keeping it in simple one single layer because the journal is pretty bulking up and I'm just waiting when the spine will break. So far it has not. So I hope you like this easy and quick art journal. If you did like this page, do give it a thumbs up, share with friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.